Yeah, it goes everybody, because today we'll continue on with a game called Danganronpa Mauve. Let's continue. Yeah, what I said. 257 here. What am I supposed to do? Oh, before we proceed with anything else, this English translation is provided by Zephyroom. Follow them more for more Danganronpa related content. Their links are in the description. Now, where's we supposed to go? This is chapter 1. What? Why is that not English? It's a closet. I open it, see a bunch of clothes. It looks exactly the one I'm wearing. Am I supposed to sleep now? Sure. Yes, I guess we are. It's meaningless. Aren't you in the same situation as me? Where's that guy's sprite? Same situation. I lay down in the bed and stared at the ceiling. Some will stare at the same ceiling and be motivated for tomorrow, while others will wallow in heartbreak, unable to find a path forward. I guess it doesn't make any difference if we want to get out of here. So what about me? I grabbed for the out there that was locked away in the depths of my mind, but quickly realized there was nowhere to hold. Does that mean that for me, the place out there that the other 15 people would want to go is something so vague that it makes me hesitate? To give you an example, I know what a class is, but I don't remember sitting in a classroom, clutching a textbook as I tried to fight off a wave of drowsiness. Oh, I thought you were talking about warrior, mage, healer. Consider the example, sunlight. I'm certainly aware of the glare, but I don't recall ever walking down the street and being bathed in light from above my head. In short, familiarity is nowhere to be found in my perforated brain. Perforated? Huh. Wonder how long the expunged pages in my memory will be there to tie my hands. I don't think that'll be forever. It's not like I'm going to sit on my hands. It's just that Iwata's words have caused me to overthink things. I pulled the covers over my head and tried to sleep. Okay. You awake now? Monokuma Theater? Nothing? Alright. Cool. Let's go. Hello everyone, it's 7 a.m. Okay. Yep. I wonder, are there gonna be monocoins? I don't feel like getting up at all. All I want to do is stay in bed, but I remembered what Misaki had said. She's the first to get up, arrive at the cafeteria, and sit until the last student leaves. Let's go meet up with Misaki. Best girl. Forced my body to stand up, knowing I couldn't be a bother to anyone else. Okay. Oh, we took a shower. Right. Okay. Let's go to the diner. Trash can, something here. What's there more to say? Well, maybe there's some monocon, you know. Nothing, right? Yeah. Doesn't matter. Let's get out of here. Hello there, people. Oh, hey there. What are you guys doing? Dot. Hey, what's wrong? You were just standing at the doorbell. It's not that important. You said you had a headache yesterday, right? That's why. Are you talking about when we were eating? I do recall saying something like that. I know, you brushed it off as no big deal yesterday, but there was also a case of amnesia, which made me feel worried. It's in the nature of a zoologist to be unable to look past a sick animal. So I thought I'd ask how you were doing, but, well, you did? I hadn't gotten the time right. It was my first time ringing someone else's doorbell. But now that you're here, I don't have to call you anymore. I don't think we should be having this conversation here, so why don't we move? I see you're going to eat, and I haven't eaten yet, so it would be nice if we could talk over a meal. If you can't, then it can't be helped. Huh? Of course I don't mind. I appreciate the attention. Okay, do you want to go right now? Yeah, sure. Let's go. If she wanted to eat with me, she could have said so earlier. I walked with Kizuki, who had become more talkative. Really now? Wonder why. Oh, Miyuki, Kizuki's here too? Welcome.
Hey!
Hello, Miyuki. Yeah, hello. Misaki is back. What?
Huh?
What? Suddenly, what kind of nonsense are you on about? Huh? Did you know this? Seriously, this is my first time seeing someone who doesn't know this drip. The drip we place is a bit strange sometimes, but at least I think it's a fairly widely used drip. Haven't you heard it at least once? What's a drip? What? Does everyone know except me? This makes me feel left out. Can anyone interpret what they're saying? It pays to ignore what they say half the time. Half is too little. Let's go with 60%. I say 70%. This is why I'm telling you to ignore it. All the while pretending you're not in the conversation. Shameful. Very shameful. I sat down and picked up my utensils, letting the inane conversation drift out of one ear. My mind was racing with thoughts from the night before. Couldn't afford to focus on anything else. Hey Miyuki. Is it okay to stay the way I am? Just getting through the day without any clue about who I am? Miyuki, can you hear me? Huh? Yeah. It's no big deal. Are you feeling okay? You actually have dark circles. It's okay, I know everything. Why do you think we're talking to each other like we're friends? You're probably thinking this, right? That wasn't even close. Of course, this might be a bit of a stretch, but I'm just a little worried about you. If something is bothering you or you're struggling, be open and honest with us. We're all in the same boat and we need to stick together. Your spirit is our spirit, you see? Oh, don't look so serious. I'm just telling you that you're not alone, that we're always behind you. How about it? Do I look cool now? It's a different view, isn't it? If it weren't for that last statement, I'd admit it. Thank you for your concern, Fukuoka, and I'll be mindful in the future. Hehe, I'm glad. I'm good at judging a character after all. I think it's time for me to come to terms with who I am in the eyes of others. Anyway, Miyuki, about what I said earlier. Oh great, what now? Do we even start with the conversation? Nope. Good morning. This is a school announcement. All students, please report to the dining hall immediately. There are consequences for students who don't show up, so please make sure everyone is present if possible. If possible? Hey, this is a suggestion, but if you don't, you will die. What? What's going on now? Monokuma's asking us to do something. Here we go. The next words were not spoken, but anyone in the room could have predicted what would follow. The jovial atmosphere quickly turned icy, and tension quickly filled the room. And then what? Oh, here she is. There they are. Yep. You're all here because of the broadcast, right? Yeah, Monokuma told us to gather. Also, Iwata, of course, was no exception to everyone's worries. Why is it the dining hall? Why not the gym like last time? My simplest guess is that it's because we have the most people here, so it saves us the trouble of organizing. Oh, that sounds about right. Yeah, that's right. The diner seems to have the most people, so I just went with that. Well, you know, when are you going to get used to this? How can I ever get used to this? Yeah, this is the reaction. There needs to be a reaction like this to be pleasantly surprised. I don't like it when people see me come out like, what is it? With such a rotten attitude, my heart breaks. Well, never mind. Anyway, I've brought you all together today because we have something very important to discuss. It's been a few days since you all started living together in this school. But no murders, not a single one. Murder. As those weighty words left his mouth, I saw several people at the table, visibly shocked. I can no longer be intoxicated by the flowers that bloom over the battlefield. Are you talking about that again? We're not going to commit murder or anything like that, so get the hell out of here. That's right, why would we do that? No matter how many times you ask, our answer will be the same. How could there be anything else in the world worth sacrificing the highest value of life for? Piff. You're quite a prick, you're laughing now? So it's like this after all. At first everyone's like, there's no reason to kill, we don't do business with you, we can't stand you, you're ridiculous. As a veteran, I have a lot to talk about, but I'll hold back. Spoilers are the death penalty, right? If you're going to talk nonsense, get lost. What are you trying to do? Oh, so I don't get to leave if I say something not stupid? What? You're right, it makes sense that if you're going to do something you've never done before, you should be rewarded accordingly. And again, it seemed like the reward for letting you escape was not up to par. Then the answer is simple. Prepare a more stimulating motivation. Ahem, I'll ignore that too. But can you really? Even though the motive I'm going to give you is related to the outside world? The outside world? Yeah, the home you never knew you wanted, beyond these sturdy gates. I have a short video about that right now. Be honest, you're curious, right? Everyone, this is a trick. I'm sure it could be true, but we all know the problem is after the fact. It's against the rules, we all know what the rules say, right? Is that your coercion? It is forced, of course, but honestly, it depends on how you take it, doesn't it? If you're smart, you'll use this opportunity to tell the truth. Well, that's all I have to say. If you're curious, go to the AV room. You'll find out the rest there. Looks like a storm has swept through. I'll go first. Well? Well, what? I know this is a pain in the ass, but I'll do what I can do, leader. I have no choice here. Oh, and I'm sure you have questions too, so goodbye. She's right. Nothing more to do, no time to ponder. Why are you looking at me like that? I'd figure you'd be out by then. I don't know why you thought that, but still. Well, I was going to leave anyway. I want to see you too. Can I come too? It was a while before Misaki spoke up. I don't know what the bear wants to show us, but I'll take this one. Stay calm. Whatever the hell is about to unfold before our eyes, I think we're best off just the way we are. Murder. It's not even funny. The only thing we have to do is protect each other. No matter what happens, never forget that. So let's get up. Let's go see. The thin smile on Misaki's lips seemed a layer more bitter. Let's check it out. At the AV room, audio-visual room. The first thing we saw when we entered the AV room were, of course, the three people who left first. Fancy seeing you three here. There was one thing that changed, it was their facial expressions. What is it, you guys? Why are you in such a mood? Did you fight with each other? That's impossible, you idiot. If they had a fight, Justin would have already put them down. Stop the jokes. Things are not good. Then what's wrong? What Justin did was silently point to the cardboard box on the desk. The contents were also visible from the inside. The CDs? You mean there's a video in there? Watch it. The CDs, yeah. It even seems that each person's name is written on the outside.
そしたら
If so, do you mean that they prepared the video outside the school individually? Give it to me. I'll share it with everyone. The first one is Miyuki. Oh, yeah. After accepting the CD from Misaki, I sat down anywhere and pushed the CD into the computer. What's on the CD is outside of school. In other words, everything ripped from the pages of my memory. Whatever it contained, it was certain that it would be something related to me. With a slight sense of anticipation, I hit the play button. What do we see? A river. Okay. That's a sea. Unless it's a pretty big river. There's a waterfall. What is this supposed to mean? Huh? Okay. Yeah, that's a lot of water, alright. Yep. The beginning of the video was not very clear. All I can see are lakes, waterfalls, and rivers. In other words, water, water, and more water. Wait, am I a mermaid? These natural water sources may have been the video of outside the school, but I couldn't even guess why this could be a motive. The moment I put my doubts behind and focused on the video again, these natural water sources are located outside the school, if the video is truthful, but I couldn't see how this could be a motivation. Once I got over my surprise, I focused on the video again. Well, what have you focused on? Okay. What? So, yeah, lots of water. More water. Am I a diver? Wow, look at that. Cool. Spooky. Yeah. What's this supposed to do? Okay. I instinctively leaned back. There was a horrifying image, choking and gooey, like it's about to leap out of the monitor and engulf my entire body. Is this is this warning me for a jump scare? Before I knew it, it was spilling over onto my monitor. What? Water. It sends animalistic fear coursing through my frontal lobes, creeping its fleshy body and leering this way. Yeah, there's a fear. I think there's a word for that. Fear of something. Fear of being underwater or something? Forget. It was a fluid so blue that froze my bones. I don't know how long I've been in a trance. The only thing I could tell was that it was the screams that forced me back to reality. Ah. Oh my god. What is this? What in the world is this? Oh. This is a surprise camera, right? They could do this kind of video manipulation. This is cheap, very cheap. It can't be true. Their reactions alone show that they were shocked with a similar intensity as mine. However, at the same time, a question surfaced in my mind. Why? Guys, I told ya. Whatever hell unfolds before our eyes, please do not be shaken. But how can you not be shaken when you encounter something like this? Just by hearing the sounds makes you want to get out right now. So do I. A precious person who must be protected appeared in the video. They were attacked, disappeared without a trace. They will tell us what happens after graduation, or so it says. I managed to shake off the ideas that were strangling in my mind and lifted my head again. The other students' videos featured people they valued, such as their families. It wasn't just a simple appearance, but it seemed that a threat to life or personal safety was compromised by some means. If so, then it's understandable why everyone is upset. This has gone too far, Monokuma. You think this hasn't gone far enough? This is the breaking point. This is the line that Monokuma crossed. But being agitated by such things, on the contrary, will just make us be played by the bear's tricks. I don't know how many times I've said this, but he knows our psychology very well and has a knack for exploiting it. It is not unreasonable to feel unsettled when you see a video like this and have to escape from here immediately. But even in such a situation, you must not let go of the strings of reason. Got it? Take a deep breath. Cool your head and judge calmly. It's not too late to panic. I didn't want to get involved into what our leader is telling us, but I can't help but take sides because it's the right thing to say.
Huh?
Ego?
それはだな。
Let's be frank, are we sure that video was real? Well, if we call it real, the mastermind shows their power to wipe out people's memories. It wouldn't be just a job to catch and stir-fry people around. By the way, you want to get out? You have to kill people to get out? You fools. And the end of it, the class trial and all of that, even those rites of passage aren't even funny. If caught, you immediately get executed. How big is the risk in solving that petty curiosity? Everybody knows the saying that curiosity kills the cat, right? Yeah. Why are you looking at me with such a nasty expression? It is pretty clear what this says. Deciding to commit murder after watching a video that may or may not be fabricated like this is a much bigger loss. Is it unreasonable to consider profit and loss for something that could have cost a family member's life? Deciding to kill it in the first place is an absurd and meaningless counter-argument. That's all I have to say. Ego finished talking and turned around to leave the AV room. But at the same time, there was one person who was banging the floor with a loud noise. Ow. Hiroto, wait, don't rush yet, listen to me. It seemed that Hiroto had stumbled while hurrying to leave. This is the end, it's over, it's the end of it. The end? What does that mean?
わからないかな。
It hurts. Yeah, Miyuki, you spoke to me before. What did you say then? There's no way a person can kill another so easily because of the situation they've created, was it? I did.
最低だ。
It's not just a situation anymore. There's a reason. A reason you have to kill me. What, are you being reasonable? What's the harm in making a decision based on a video? Yeah, you could argue that.
だけどさ。
But that's a story you can think calmly. Honestly, who would turn a blind eye to what might happen to someone's family? Have people always been able to cool their heads and think like that? Answer me. In fact, you guys screamed all kinds of things just when you were watching the video, so why are you pretending to be calm now? It's just a reaction, dude. Hiroto. From the look of your face, I know you're not feeling okay. Well, you're always like that, without even realizing that you've been pushed to the limb. You don't cry or laugh, you always remain expressionless. What? At the next moment, I felt something hot, and at the same time, I felt a shudder running down my body that I couldn't get past those words. But it wasn't me who poured out distress at the next moment. Okay, you gotta be freaking kidding me. I hate guys like you the most. An ignorant brat who speaks as much as possible as a human being but claims to be a domestic animal. Don't you think the other kids haven't thought of that once? I'm holding back onto everything because I don't think anything good will happen if I keep talking. If the head doesn't think, it would be good notice earlier. Did I expect too much from a human with no talent? Ego's last words became a terrifying trigger. Hoo-hoo. Hiroto got up with his hands on the floor, pushed back the door of the AV room and disappeared outside. Hey. I'll follow him. You guys stay here. Tomoe, Sarashina, and Miyuki, can you tell the rest of the students? Me? Are you talking about that? It's because you guys seem to be in good condition. It won't take long, so please wait a little bit. As soon as Misaki finished speaking, she ran out of the AV room. Ego shrugged and put her hand on the doorknob. Oh, wait a minute, Miss Ego. What, are you really going to listen to that rookie leader's order and hold me? Hold those wires and smash them. I'm not killing anyone. I'm not being killed by anyone. I believe that you're such a person, but I would like you to stay until Miss Misaki arrives. Sorry, I just hate listening to someone's orders. Then say something the opposite. Don't wait here. Ego responded to Tomoe's words and disappeared behind the door. The other two, who preferred individual action, sat silently and did not take any action. The behavior of the two is also difficult to read. After observing my surroundings for a while, I approached Sarashina, who seemed calm at least, as Misaki said. Hey, Sarashina. Miyuki, what is it? I intended to specifically ask CH1 about what he saw in this video. From Misaki's remarks, I understood that it was a video about precious people, but I wanted more specific information. The lack of information only for me is that I don't know what kind of anger will it bring. But when I stood in front of him, my mouth did not move. It's complacency, that's it. You're in the same situation as me, aren't you? Just, let's do our best together.
そうか
Did you come to me because you wanted to say something like that? Well, I look forward to our cooperation. I also thought that if I had a chance later, I would take a closer look to find out more. Cool. God damn it, why is it raining so hard? Please stop, Storm. Misaki returned a few minutes later. Hey, what happened? He just locked himself in his private room. Even if I press the doorbell, he won't come out.
やれやれ
It looks the same as right after the entrance ceremony.
まあ
It's much worse because now we have a stronger motivation.
予測不能
Everyone be careful. After that, he might suddenly get mad and pull out his sword.
おや
It's as if you're talking about other people's business. You're calm. It's as if you're talking about other people's business. You're calm. Didn't you see the video?
そうか
You're pretty calm too, aren't you? It's as if you haven't seen the video.
それは
Because being calm is a virtue. It's nothing strange. Anyways, about Mayu. She's too much. She didn't have to say it that harshly.
というわけで
How about we dismiss at once? This atmosphere isn't good at all. I agree, each person's thoughts will be in a mess, so I don't think it's desirable to tie them to one space like this.
そうか
Alright, then let's rest for today. Don't even think about this stuff. It'll be more convenient for everyone.
本当
You should stop crying. Take this. Misaki held out a tissue to Mikawa.
いいな
Let's go back to the private room, spending time elsewhere. I won't stop you, but I wouldn't recommend it. It would be better to calm down in our own space. Although not directly expressed, Misaki also had a visibly depressed look. Why are you raining so much? Holy shit. So she can't remain calm after everything. I hope the recording won't be ruined. Ah, this sucks. Why is it so stormy now? The remaining students looked at each other, got up from their seats, and went outside in groups of threes. No voices were heard. I also returned to my private room with complex thoughts. Come on. Why are you doing this to me, Storm? Please stop. Weather, come on. Be by my side this time. The first thing I did as soon as I closed the door was to crawl into bed. I didn't have the energy to do anything else. I tried to push the thoughts away to force myself to sleep, but something kept slipping through my fingertips, sending a chill down my spine. The water. The worst thing is that it looks like water. I am now being strangled by the same entity that has been hailed as the most valuable. I know that a phobia of water exists, but does that mean I have that same fear? No, it wasn't a simple case of phobia. Monokuma said he wanted to show his students life outside of the academy, so he showed them people they cared about. We don't know much else, but if you're a skilled killer who's kidnapped more than a dozen ultimate students with the world's attention, it's easy to imagine the harm that could be done to them. But what about me? Was Monokuma's intention to scare me by simply showing me water? It's not a coincidence that my fear of water coincided with the appearance of water in the video, but is that all there is to it? No, it's because there's no life outside, just water. My curiosity was piqued, but then my mind flashed back to the intimidating figure that looked like it was going to hurl itself at me at any moment. In a rare moment of demoralization, I loosened my grip on my arm. While I was confused, sleep once again came over me. Okay, Monokuma Theater now? Or a free time event? Oh, it looks like I dozed off for a bit. Until I looked at my clock and I realized that 5 hours had passed. The lack of sleep must have taken its toll. It was time for lunch and I was actually hungry, so I opened the door without thinking. Okay. We opened the door. Somebody here? I did it! If this is the case, would it be better to think of another method?
でも
Does that make us give up, or to put it another way, are we so desperate that we have to do this? I could hear people talking, so I naturally turned to look at them.
よ
Ah, Miyuki, how are you? From your looks, you seem like you have had a good night's sleep. Oh, yeah. Wow, I've never seen a less awake Miyuki before. Can't believe you can make a human face like that. I'd better look in the mirror and do my hair later. Would you like me to do it for you too? You seem completely far from decorating things. Why? Stop rating, holy shit.
もちろん
Well, I am a streamer for a living to some extent. It's a basic knowledge to organize your hair and looks. As they chatted casually, the scene seemed far from ordinary. As if they hadn't seen anything else this morning. Hey, are you guys okay?
は
What do you mean?
そりゃな
We're fine. Is it because of the video?
別に
We decided to just ignore it after seeing it. We just kinda freaked out, but there's really no reason to freak out about it. We don't even know if that video is real, and that bear is ugly. I'm not going to listen to any of that. I see. One more question. What are we doing here? You should know it when you see it, right? I don't recognize it. You don't know because you're there. Come over here. I walked over to Misaki's group, puzzled, and suddenly understood. Where they stood was in front of Iwata's room. So you're trying to get Iwata out of the room?
ま
I'd say, yeah, they say it's completely soundproof, so they won't hear us, and our only recourse is to knock and ring the doorbell. As Sabaki said, maybe we should just leave him alone. I don't think straight ahead is the only way to go, and I think it can backfire if you try to force it.
あそりゃ
You're right, it's good to have some time to yourself to collect yourself, which is why I dismissed you all. But if they remain stuck, there's nothing more dangerous than that. I'm trying to prevent that from happening. That's why. Misaki said no more, or more accurately, she stopped speaking. That was because Iwata had opened his door quickly. Before his gaze fell on me, I slipped away and headed for the door. Go, please leave. Hiroto, why are you so desperate to get me out of here? I'm going to stay. I've said it before, you can lock yourself in your room and escape reality for a while, but can't it be a practical solution? It sounds good. It's idealistic enough to pass. Here's my solution. Don't face anyone, don't meet anyone, and there won't be any friction. If we can't get out, that's fine. You've already done your research. You said there's no way an ant can get out. It's insane to hold any hope of escape in this situation. If you're just going to repeat yourself, please go back. I have no intention of messing with you guys. There was no anger in Iwata's voice. It was neither annoyance nor fear. It was simple resignation. For some reason, I intuitively knew that this was the most accurate description. But Misaki didn't hesitate, as if she had seen this coming. But is that true? What? You think your room is an ironclad castle, but you're half right and half wrong. From a security standpoint, of course, there's no better castle like it, because this thick door is hard to break through, and if you do, it's instant vandalism.
ただ
But don't forget there's no food in there. Misaki's behavior is clearly different than before. The leader who calmed the students down with gentle yet clear tone was gone. Misaki in front of me was using a stern tone, as if she was reprimanding a student for misbehavior. In fact, for the past few days, you've been spending most of your days in your private room, but you haven't forgotten to go to the diner every morning. You're on edge, no matter how many people are in the diner, isn't that right? Eventually, you're going to have to step outside that castle. It's a very short time to get food to your private room, but it's also a very fearsome time.
いいな
You see now, your workaround is a complacent plan that offers neither a desirable escape nor a long-term solution. Maybe it was you who was being overly idealistic? That was the moment when Misaki said those words. Iwata's blue face was fading. He was trying to close the door. Hey now, where are you going? Remove your foot. I won't take it out. When people are talking to you, you're not supposed to leave, are you? Misaki, I'm fine. Keep talking.
どうだい
Look at that. You're the one who's trying to run away from reality. You're the one who insists that time alone will fix everything. I'm afraid I'll be attacked while you go to get food? That's ridiculous. Wouldn't it be more realistic for someone other than me, who is harder to target, to be attacked?
そりゃな
Yeah, that's right. Assuming everyone else sticks together like they are now. If one by one more people like you refuse to interact and lock themselves in their rooms, then our relationships are doomed.
いいな。
If you end up giving up your will like that, that's the end of it. 16 personalities are gone and become in disarray. What about that situation? Is that the action that you put in the calculation too? We've all seen those videos, and it's understandable that we can't calm down. Just thinking about it now makes me want to curl up in a corner and curse the world. But why are the three of us, me, Sabaki here, and Shinano, gathered at the door of your private room? That's because the very idea of being stuck is dangerous. I didn't want to put any pressure on you, but you can't deny that we're at a crossroads. You hold not only your life, but ours in your hands. So please, use your best judgment. Running away is no longer an option. Misaki's clear voice paused with a slight pleading tone. And what followed after that was silence. Misaki was reading Iwata's reaction. The rest of the students were holding their tongues as to who would be the one to give in with Misaki's persuasion. Iwata's face was not visible to me in here. It's like breathing in vain in a tightly closed room. To breathe, you need to tear down the walls. Anyone would take the first step. The fact made me move into Iwata's blind spot. When the door to his private room opened, it was like some calculated plan. I was worried that Iwata would see me, the most suspicious person in the room, and refuse to leave. Given the caution Iwata expressed to me earlier, it's certainly a possibility. Therefore, I cannot be that anyone. In Iwata's blind spot beyond the door, I am a figure who should not be here. This is not simply a reflection of who I am through the eyes of Iwata. I was that way from the beginning. An unwanted stranger thrown into the paradise that 15 students gathered together to create. The world beyond these doors is not permitted to me. A stranger is expected to have the manners and formality of a stranger. At the very least, the act of interjecting myself into the conversation is the kind of thing you wouldn't expect from me at all. That's why I keep waiting for the silence to break, for the fresh air to come in. Why is it so raining? Why is it still raining? God damn it. What the fuck is with this weather? After a sufficient amount of time has passed. So this was the goal after all, is it? You know, the first time you knocked on my door, you tried to convince me that I was free to make my own choices, and you tried to sound as respectful as possible. Isn't that what you've been trying to say since then? There are some things that the individual must consider for the good of the whole. Misaki bit her lip in silence.
けど、
But you're right. If the individual in the whole doesn't care about the whole, it's the individual who loses. I like to be stubborn, but I can't argue with you anymore. I'm afraid my thoughts were short-sighted. The door to the private room, which was about to close, opened slightly. I won't run away anymore, I promise. This is not to say that I trust you, but I have chosen to act with you, so make no mistake about it. Whoa, damn this bastard, I trusted you. As soon as Misaki opened her mouth, Tsubaki and Shinano rushed into the private room. I can't see it from here, but I can hear a dull sound, so it looks like they're hitting his back violently. Ow, what are you doing? This is why it's good to have you back. While my eyes were focused on the noisy private room for a moment, I felt a sign of popularity right next to me. That took a lot out of me. Misaki, nice work. Misaki leaned against the wall right next to me and sighed. Was this the biggest problem to be solved? I didn't know it would turn out to be the most ideal scenario. You were very eloquent. I think you could have convinced anyone.
そりゃな。
Fancy footwork is the hallmark of a leader. By the way, you helped me too, Miyuki. Yeah? You mean for getting out of the way? I didn't do anything to help.
いいんだぜ。
Thanks to that, you ended safely without worrying Iwata unnecessarily. Can you have some pride in your choice? Of course, we'll never know in hindsight if that was the end of the persuasion. Actually, I brought Tsubaki and Shinano along for a reason. Neither of them are the kind of kids you can win with in here. Thoughtful, you went all out.
そうだ。
I'm glad you recognize that. Actually, I've had this experience a couple of times in my life, but this time...
いや、
Nah, it's nothing. It's just like any other school experience. It's all about the mindset.
さあ。
Now I'm going to talk to Iwata. See you later. Misaki waved at me and disappeared behind the door of Iwata's private room. Okay, now let's get some real food. As I walked back to the diner, relieved, I remembered some of Misaki's words.
いいな。
A flashback already? Even though it just happened a few seconds ago? If you end up giving up your will like that, that's the end of it. 16 personalities are gone and become in disarray. Oh, my back. Forget to stretch, boys. Wait, I can save? Nope, not yet. Giving up. It occurred to me that this may have been the source of Iwata's resignation that I felt. Can I save first though? I finished my meal, I got nothing to do, so why not search around the school? You mean there's monocoins here? But first, let's save up, please. How do I save again? Tab, shift, there you go. Forgot the controls. Let's first save here, and then save at file 1. Yep.